Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time, we're diving into Everyday Entrepreneurs by Ken Horn.
Oh, exciting.
It's this practical guide, for those wanting to start and run a successful small business.
Okay.
And we're going to, pull out all the useful bits to help our listeners on their entrepreneurial journey.
Sounds great.
So, I'm really interested in how this book, it focuses on everyday entrepreneurs. Not necessarily like the Silicon Valley tech startup kind of crowd.
Yeah.
What intrigued me is that it seems to target those people who want to create businesses that, they offer more traditional services
Yeah, okay.
within existing markets instead of like, I don't know, developing the next like groundbreaking app.
I see. So like the people who opened a bakery or I don't know, maybe a landscaping business or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that aligns with, what Horn talks about in terms of the motivation
Oh, good.
behind starting a business. He identifies two main drivers,
Okay.
satisfaction and control.
Interesting.
And he really makes this case that those desires, they go deeper than just making money.
Oh, right.
It's not just about, being rich.
I see. So there's something more there.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's this, he talks about this aspiration to create something meaningful
Yeah.
that really resonates with you. And also this desire for autonomy over your professional life.
Like being your own boss.
Exactly. Calling the shots, shaping your own destiny.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
it was powerful stuff. And so he suggests this really practical approach
Oh, okay.
to achieving these ambitions. So he advises new business owners to break down their goals,
Okay.
into bite-sized pieces.
Makes sense.
So instead of getting overwhelmed by these massive long-term objectives,
Right.
you focus on small, manageable steps.
So you're not getting intimidated by the big picture.
Exactly. And he emphasizes the importance of celebrating those small wins
Oh, I like that.
because you build momentum, especially in those early stages.
That's a good strategy.
So, you launch your website, you get your first client,
Right.
you
You
celebrate.
gotta celebrate those wins. Yeah.
Exactly. You got to celebrate those wins.
Mm.
And Horn also emphasizes the importance of, having this clear vision
Mm.
for your business
Okay.
because it acts as like a roadmap, right?
Yeah.
And combined with strong core values,
Mhm.
it can really like shape your decisions,
I see.
even attract the right kind of people,
Like who?
both employees and customers,
Oh, okay.
people who align with your vision and values.
Makes sense.
So I thought it was really interesting. He also tackles some of the misconceptions,
Mm.
around entrepreneurship.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like, for example, he argues that you don't actually need a specific skill set
Right.
to start a business.
Hmm.
Instead, he highlights qualities like determination,
Okay.
creativity,
Uh-huh.
resilience,
Mm-hmm.
and his ability to like learn from setbacks.
Right.
He even uses like J.K. Rowling
Oh, wow.
and her Harry Potter manuscripts as this like prime example of, learning from rejection,
Yeah, wow.
which is like crucial, he says, for entrepreneurial success.
I could see that.
It's about, he says, viewing no's as opportunities to refine your approach
Okay.
and just keep going.
Yeah.
It's not a failure. It's just a step on the way.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's more about mindset than like, having a specific skill set.
Set and approach.
Exactly. And I think that's really empowering
Yeah.
for those people who maybe have dreamt of starting a business,
Mm.
but felt they lacked those specific qualifications
Right.
or expertise.
Mm.
Horn also emphasizes, this is even for traditional businesses,
Okay.
the importance of understanding your market.
Right.
So he argues for consistent research
Mm.
and adaptation to changing trends and, of course, customer needs.
It's all about the customer.
It's all about the customer. He uses this really interesting analogy.
Oh, tell me.
He suggests that coffee shops, right,
Okay.
you aren't just selling coffee.
Right. They're selling an experience.
They're selling an atmosphere,
Yeah, a lifestyle.
a lifestyle.
Mm.
They've identified what the real product is,
Mm.
and that's the experience, and they've tailored their offerings to meet those desires.
I see. I see.
And another example he gives is this anecdote about
It's John.
John the gardener.
Okay.
So John targets elderly clients,
Mm.
and he emphasizes things like trust,
Okay.
honesty,
Yeah.
security
Yeah.
in his marketing materials.
Good sense.
He even includes a picture of himself.
Oh, wow.
So he's really, he understands those underlying needs
Hmm.
of his target market. It's going beyond just, I'll mow your lawn.
Right. He's building a relationship.
Exactly. And then Horn, he goes into some financial fundamentals,
Okay.
which I thought was really helpful, especially for aspiring entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Finances can be tricky.
He delves into what's called pre-trading expenses,
Pre-trading.
and this often overlooked ability to claim tax relief
Oh, interesting.
on those expenses, and this is incredible. This includes expenses incurred up to 7 years.
7 years.
7 years prior to starting your business.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
It is. He gives examples like, travel,
Okay.
research,
Mm-hmm.
equipment,
Mm-hmm.
even personal items,
Like what?
laptops, smartphones,
Oh, really?
as long as their primary use
Yeah.
is for business purposes.
Okay.
He even suggests claiming monthly internet subscriptions
Oh, wow.
if you can demonstrate that it's primarily used for business.
That's pretty cool.
It is, but the key is, understanding the regulations
Right.
and properly documenting those expenses to capitalize on these potential tax savings.
So keep those receipts.
Keep those receipts, even if you've misplaced them. There are ways to, retrieve that information.
Oh, good to know.
Meticulous record keeping is vital.
Absolutely.
And then moving on to the legalities of starting a business.
Hmm.
Horn reminds us that new business owners have a 3-month window
3 months.
after launch to choose a legal structure for their business.
Okay, so there's a deadline.
There is a deadline.
Mm.
He clarifies that, in the eyes of HMRC,
Right.
official trading begins the moment you first offer those products or services
Okay.
for sale.
So, like, even an initial trial marketing phase counts
That's right.
toward that 3-month time frame.
It does.
Wow, okay.
So it's important to be mindful
Yeah.
of this deadline and make that decision promptly.
Absolutely.
And then Horn outlines, the advantages and disadvantages
Okay.
of the two most, common structures,
Mm-hmm.
sole trader versus limited company,
Right.
focusing on liability,
Mm.
tax implications, administrative requirements.
Makes sense.
He even briefly mentions social enterprises
Oh, interesting.
and the resources that are out there to help them grow.
That's good to know.
It is.
Yeah.
So choosing the appropriate structure is a big decision.
It is.
It should align with, your objectives for your business
Right.
and your own personal risk tolerance.
Absolutely.
And now, let's dive into this, often misunderstood
Okay.
art of selling,
The art of selling.
because it's something that, it deserves a fresh perspective.
It does. It does.
Horn dispels this stereotype
Oh, which one?
of the pushy salesperson.
Right.
And he reframes selling as building relationships,
Mm.
engaging in authentic conversations.
Oh, I like that.
He emphasizes that selling is, at its core, a human interaction,
Yeah.
not just a transaction.
Right.
And he suggests tailoring your approach to the ever-evolving customer expectations,
Okay.
market trends,
Makes sense.
He shares this really interesting example
Oh, tell me about it.
of this lingerie company
Lingerie company?
that cultivates customer loyalty with a small but very impactful gesture.
Like what?
They include a single chocolate with every order.
Oh, wow.
It's those seemingly insignificant touches
Yeah.
that can really make a difference.
They can.
And it shows that they understand what their customers value.
Mm.
It goes beyond just the product.
Right.
Now, let's shift our focus to marketing and promotion,
Okay.
particularly, on a limited budget.
Because we don't all have millions of dollars.
Exactly. Horn emphasizes the importance of diversifying your efforts
Mm.
and evaluating how well each strategy works.
So you're not just throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Exactly. And he cautions against that generic one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. You got to tailor it.
You got to tailor it. Instead, he encourages entrepreneurs to truly understand their target audience
Yeah, know who you're talking to.
and customize their message.
Right.
He actually shares this kind of funny anecdote
Oh, what is it?
about a wedding photographer
Okay.
who mistakenly showed photos of deceased individuals to a couple planning their wedding.
Oh, no.
A marketing blunder, to say the least.
That's a big one.
It is, and it just highlights the importance of segmenting your audience
Yeah.
and making sure your marketing resonates with the right people.
Right people, right message.
Exactly. And Horn also talks about the 80-20 rule,
The 80-20 rule.
which proposes that, roughly 20% of your customers
Okay.
will generate 80% of your sales.
Interesting.
It's about nurturing those relationships
Okay.
with your most loyal customers,
Right.
while simultaneously seeking out new prospects.
New leads.
New leads, exactly. And get this, Horn challenges this, like common notion
What notion? Yeah.
that competition's a bad thing.
Really?
He actually sees it as a positive.
That's interesting.
He positions competition as validation
Oh, okay.
of your business idea.
Mm.
He's saying a crowded market can actually provide you with valuable insights.
Oh, I
It
see.
can help you refine your offerings. He even shares a story about a contract cleaning business that differentiated itself by focusing on reliability
Reliability.
and consistency.
Okay.
They were known for always showing up
So they turned a weakness
into a strength.
of their competitors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's clever.
It's like they found this gap in the market and exploited it.
Exactly.
So smart.
It is.
Now moving on to crafting an enticing proposition
Okay.
for your business.
Mm-hmm.
Horn suggests it's about finding that competitive edge.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be about lower prices.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
He kind of debunks this myth
Oh, which myth?
that every business needs a unique selling proposition.
A USP.
The
then.
USP, exactly.
Okay.
Instead, he advocates for identifying those advantages
Right.
that resonate with your specific audience.
Or target market.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he differentiates between benefits,
Benefits.
what the customer gains,
Okay.
and features. Right. So it's not just about what the product does,
Exactly.
but what it does for the customer.
It's about the value it brings.
I see.
And he gives a compelling example of this aerospace consultant who saw a big increase in inquiries
Okay.
after he changed his email pitch
Oh, how so?
to emphasize the benefit of increased productivity
Oh,
for his potential clients.
So he focused on what they would get out of it?
It's all about framing your offerings
Yeah,
to clearly articulate the value they provide.
I like that.
Speaking of value, let's talk pricing.
Okay.
Horn warns against competing solely on price. He emphasizes the importance of building value
Right.
into your pricing strategies.
Okay.
And he uses this great illustration
Oh, tell me.
of a leading UK supermarket
Okay.
that chose to invest in customer experience
Okay.
rather than engage in a price war, demonstrating a long-term approach to building value.
So they're looking at the bigger picture.
Exactly. They're not just trying to be the cheapest.
I see.
They're trying to offer the best overall value.
Okay.
And now let's explore some practical,
Okay.
cost-effective methods for reaching your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Horn recommends a mix of techniques:
Like what?
networking,
Okay.
social media,
Mm-hmm.
word-of-mouth referrals,
Right.
local advertising. He also emphasizes the importance of personal connections
Yeah.
and building a supportive network
Okay.
of ally businesses.
Makes sense.
He shares this inspiring story
I love stories.
of a barber
A barber.
who used a launch event with free haircuts
Oh, smart.
to generate publicity and create repeat business.
Oh, wow.
He ended up getting featured
Really?
on the local TV news.
That's amazing.
It is. It's a great example of innovative marketing
Yeah,
on a limited budget.
for sure.
Now, let's recap
Okay.
the 10 key insights
Yeah.
we've gleaned
Okay.
from everyday entrepreneurs.
All right, let's hear them.
First, Horn emphasizes aligning passion and purpose
Okay.
with a solid business strategy.
So finding that sweet spot
Exactly.
where your interests and the market's needs meet.
It's about finding that intersection.
Love it.
Second, he encourages us to break down our ambitions
Okay.
into manageable steps,
Right.
guided by a clear vision and core values
Okay.
that shape our business's identity.
So like a roadmap and a compass.
Exactly. Third, he debunks this myth
Okay.
that specific skills are prerequisites for entrepreneurship,
Right.
highlighting instead
What?
the importance of determination,
Mm-hmm.
creativity, and the ability to rebound
To bounce back.
from
Yeah.
setbacks.
He calls it bounce back ability.
Bounce back ability, I love that. Fourth, he stresses the importance of continuous research
Okay.
and adaptation
Right.
to market trends and customer needs.
Okay.
Understanding that the real product often goes beyond its tangible aspects.
It's about the experience.
Exactly. Fifth, he reminds us to capitalize
Okay.
on tax relief
Oh, yeah.
for pre-trading expenses,
Okay.
which can include expenses incurred up to 7 years prior to starting your business.
Wow. 7 years.
Oh.
Don't forget that, folks.
It's a valuable financial advantage.
It is.
Sixth, he guides us through the legal landscape,
Okay.
advising us to choose the appropriate structure, sole trader, or limited company based on our goals and risk tolerance.
Makes sense.
Seventh, he redefines selling
Oh, how?
as a human-centric activity
Okay.
focused on building relationship
Yeah.
and engaging in meaningful conversations
Right.
rather than just pushing
So
products.
it's about connecting with people.
Exactly. Eighth, he advocates for diversifying marketing efforts,
Okay.
leveraging a mix of low-cost strategies
Like what?
like networking,
Okay.
social media,
Mm.
word-of-mouth referrals to effectively reach your target audience.
So a multi-pronged approach.
Exactly. Ninth, he encourages us to embrace competition
Oh, yeah.
as a validation of our business idea
Mm.
and an opportunity to learn and refine our offerings.
Okay.
And finally, 10th, he cautions against competing solely on price,
Right.
stressing the importance of building value into your pricing strategies and focusing on what truly matters to your customers.
So it's not just about being the cheapest.
It's about offering the best overall value.
I like it.
These 10 insights offer a comprehensive roadmap
They do.
for navigating the world of entrepreneurship.
It's like a blueprint for success.
It is.
So what resonated most with you from our dive into everyday entrepreneurs?
That's a good question. Well, I really liked Horn's emphasis on the why of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's not just about profits, but aligning your work with your passions and making a real contribution.
Yeah, that was really powerful.
His insights on building those relationships with both your customers and within your network really stood out to me.
That's a great point. I was particularly drawn to his advice on the tax benefits
Oh, yeah.
and understanding the needs of your target market. I thought his anecdotes and examples made those concepts so much easier to grasp.
Absolutely. They were very relatable.
His reminder that competition can actually be a good thing was also refreshing.
Yeah, like it can push you to be better.
Exactly.
So before we wrap up our deep dive, we want to leave you with a final thought-provoking question to ponder.
Ooh, I love a good question.
Imagine you could combine your passions and experiences with an unmet need in the market.
Okay.
What kind of business would you create? What problem would you solve? What value would you offer?
That's a great question for our listeners to think about.
It encourages them to think outside the box and connect their interests with real business opportunities.
I hope they come up with some amazing ideas.
I do too. We hope this deep dive into everyday entrepreneurs has given you valuable insights and a renewed sense of inspiration to pursue your own entrepreneurial dreams.
Remember, entrepreneurship is a journey, not a destination. There will be challenges and setbacks along the way. But with determination, resilience, and a willingness to learn and adapt, you can achieve amazing things.
And don't forget to reach out to us on social media or through our website if you have any questions or just want to share your thoughts.
We'd love to hear from you and maybe even feature some of your entrepreneurial aspirations on a future deep dive.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of everyday entrepreneurs.
Until next time, keep learning, keep innovating, and keep chasing those dreams.